Alright, we are back. So we have the option to continue the game. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, tongue crossed, that we are going to launch back into right where we left off, and there will be an open door, and we have to repeat nothing. Here we go. Oh. So we have to repeat the whole thing. And we can't run either. Oh, this is different. I guess I missed this note. Done. Atlantic Island Park has closed its gates. A jeering throng of townsfolk gathered as we hung the heavy iron padlock on the gates. Small-minded fools scared of what they don't understand. My machines lie silent and dejected, but I am not beaten. I have sent my wife and son back to Boston, and I have retreated here to the House of Horrors. I must think. This sounds like her husband, though. We're not reading anything? I hope there's not a trophy for reading all the scraps of paper, because I've been very thorough, and I still haven't looked at the trophy list. If I have, I completely fault the game's design for that. Well, not the game's design. The game was designed well. The QA department. I wish I could run, though. I understand why you can't, though. They want this to be a tense situation. For those just joining us, we are trying to finish the park. The game glitched. I think there was a wall here. The game glitched, and we were unable to continue the game. There was a door that was open that we were supposed to walk through, and when we tried to walk through it, it closed in our face, and we could not proceed. We couldn't open the door anymore. So here we are. This is kind of close to where we were before. We already looked at a lot of this.
They gave me Callum back and sent me home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Don, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking. I devoted myself to Callum, did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
But we were at a door like this that was open. We tried to walk through it, it shut in our face, and it trapped us here inside this room, and weren't able to progress to the other side. And I thought either it glitched, or this is like legitimately the very first puzzle in the game that we are meant to solve. And so I tried walking around, interacting with various things. I tried calling out, seeing if perhaps there was something here that I didn't really understand. I didn't notice this at first, too. Some of the wallpaper is rubbed off. And I couldn't quite crack it. Well, not quite crack. I couldn't crack it at all. And so I tried going to a walkthrough, and the walkthrough proved that, yes, the game did in fact glitch. So I had to relaunch the game. I took the advice of my friend Wipeout, and instead of going into the dashboard and simply quitting the game, I just powered off my PS4 completely, because that's what I'm streaming from. And the last save point was at the beginning of this theater attraction, the haunted house here, the House of Horrors. And so we had to repeat a little bit of this. But if you know what you're doing, you can actually beat the whole game in like an hour, it seems, if you just kind of ignore things and make a beeline for the exit. So that's kind of what we're doing just with this one attraction to catch up to where we were before. And then we'll start kind of interacting with everything again. But the good part, at least, is that we are able to not be locked out. So it should be through this... If it's not through... I think this is it. This is where the doors open at the end. Yeah, this is where the drawings get crazy and messed up. Yeah. This is the room that had the open door that glitched on us. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. We were able to catch up pretty quickly. The only thing I hope about this... which I was kind of saying before, I hope there's no... because I haven't seen the trophy list for this game. I hope there's no trophy list for, like, reading all the documents in the game, because I've read them all, I just haven't read them all after rebooting my PS4 and jumping in here. So I hope I don't get penalized from, you know, QA issues. Alright, we made it. From here on, this is all new content. Locked. Nightmare Circus again. A bogeyman goes a walkin', sneaking, stealing, a stalking, Is he really a talking? Now is not the time for balking. Cerebral cortex win. Is that an eyeball? It is. Oh, that's its eyeball. Yeah, this is kind of disturbing. Hunger? What's the story this time? The woodcutter is dead. The witch always wins. The woodcutter is dead. Oh, is that all it says? That is all it says. All here in the pages of this broken story. Wilting. Can you hear us, Lorraine? A sun, will, cattle, shadow, domination. Listen, Lorraine. Irrepressible. Answer us, Lorraine. Lorraine, we are watching. Oh, that must be her and her husband. No, she was pretty. I guess she cut her hair after he died. My two best friends, Dawn and Laura. What? I thought Dawn was her husband. No, our name is Lorraine. So does that mean that that wasn't her husband? I'm confused. Baby head soup. Oh, she moved the fridge. Oh no, she has two fridges. Why do you have two fridges? I'll be back. This is the ice pick that I think that guy Steve, the guy who dressed up as Chad the Chipmunk, used to gouge out one of the eyes of the guests. What if I close this door? Will that close that door? No. I'll be back. Oh, it's locked. Was that always locked? Was it always closed? I don't remember. Aw, I love you, Caleb. a nice day. Dunwich Emergency Services. Miss Maillard, as we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you to be bat-crap freaking insane. Let's be clear, you are in no way sound of mind and body, and you are a danger to everybody around you. Please note that your only escape from this should be drugs. A crap load of them. Smoking, snorting, oral, intravenous. Take them any way you can, and as often as you can. That crap can only make your life better. In case there was any doubt, you are suffering a relapse and nobody really cares. Nobody can help you now. Don't F this up. Dr. Spock, Dunwich Medica. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's, I think she might be having some issues. Chains and hooks now. Oh, blood running down the walls. We've seen these people. This is the woman that was inside one of the houses, slumped over. He kind of looks like a little like the guy from Silent Hill 2. I don't remember where I saw him before. This is the person that was stabbed near the cotton candy stand, I think. No, that's her, supposed to be her husband, isn't it? Found Teddy.
I'm a horrible mother. Where is he?
I still can't run. Wouldn't she be running in this situation? I'd be freaking out. Sounds like an air raid alarm. This is all part of the House of Horrors. They did a really good job with this. Oh, I think we're done. This could all just still be the place messing with her head, though.
Stories are told again and again, and from their shape we build our understanding of the world. Two children are led into the woods. They are lost for a time, but then are captured by an old witch. The child goes missing in Atlantic Island Park. He wanders lost for a time before finding his way into the mouth of an old witch. In the oldest version of this story, the mother and the witch were the same person. I never wanted to be the witch. But I am, aren't I? Show yourself?
Nice chandelier. A little creepy. Old-fashioned. Not bad. Kids broke in today. It has been so long since I heard laughter. So very long. I took one of them. I couldn't help myself. It was fast. The others didn't notice. I liked hearing him laugh. This boy from the academy. I put him on a slab. I tickled him until he couldn't breathe. My machines came to life, whirring in time to his gasps and shrieks. I think this is delightful. The change wrought in me by the machines is not yet complete. There must be other children I can lay on my slab. Welcome back, J-Dog. Eyes without sparkle. Oh, now she's crying. That was a cool little effect. I almost missed it. I wasn't being as observant there. Aw, old phonograph. I love those. Hansel and Gretel. The Brothers Grimm. Ooh, cutscene.
Cal? 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 Cal?
He looks alive. It's like at the last moment he let her make the choice. She might not have done it though. Oh, did she? I mean, it did look like she stabbed down, but...
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son.
That was the guy at the park entrance.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Trophy earned, dreamlike state. Aww. That's how it ends. And I'm not even sure what the ending is. They left it vague. I mean, I would say the most plausible ending is that she did go crazy, she did kill her son, even though part of her really loved him. She still had that other kind of crazier side to her that killed him. And she got questioned by the police, but they don't think that she did anything to him. They just think that he went missing. Wow. And so in her mind, she sort of, I guess, cooked up the park because that's where she's used to seeing him. Or, I mean, there's so many different ways you could read into this. Even another interpretation could be she didn't do anything to her kid. Maybe after the husband died, she did as good as she could to take care of him, and then one day he actually did get lost. And she holds herself responsible for his disappearance. And it haunts her. And maybe the last place that she saw him happy was the park. And that's why her mind drifts back. And she's racked with guilt. I mean, there's so many ways you can read into this. This is like a philosophical, I don't know about philosophical, but this is like, you could really dive deeply into this game. And then leaving it sort of with the ambiguous ending is a little irksome because you want, if not closure, you at least want to understand the truth of the story. But it doesn't let you do that. you have to sort of draw your own conclusion, or just think over the many different possible conclusions. I'm also not sure if we clicked on continue game, where would we continue from? Like right before the cutscene? I'm not going to click on it though. Alright, so we're going to blue screen for a moment. Since I am streaming directly from the PlayStation 4, you can continue to hear my voice, my silky, smooth voice. But you can't see my face. What I'm doing right now is I'm going into the trophy list to see if there's any trophies that we may have missed. We did. We missed 20% of the trophies, and if so, which ones and what were they? We did. Ooh, it looks like this game has 2 different endings. Ooh, interesting. So one of them is a silver trophy that says, have a conversation with Chad. Chad is the guy who's dressed up like the chipmunk. So I guess we missed that. That's actually a common trophy, and we missed it. And the other one, the rare one, is Leave the Park, the Mist. And I think I know how to get Leave the Park. I think that one is when you're given the choice to pursue your son into the House of Horrors. Instead of doing that, maybe you just try to leave the park. And that gives you perhaps a different ending. That's interesting. Okay, now I'm curious. What happens if we click on continue game? Where does it drop us? Let's see. Where I would like it to drop us is right before we go into the House of Horrors. What? Where are we? That's the old hallway. I feel like this is the new area. Like we came from that way, and then we went through here. Can we leave? What happens if we try to go backwards? Will it let us leave? Okay, if this is supposed to be an alternate ending where you can choose to leave this place instead of progressing forward, I think that'd be really cool. Because the door did just open for me, but I can't walk through the door. It's not letting me. So either you can experience the second ending just from here by backtracking, and it's glitched, or the game just doesn't let you do that. I'm not sure which.
Stories are told again and again, and from their shape we build our understanding of the world. 2 children are led into the woods. They are lost for a time, but then are captured by an old witch. The child goes missing in Atlantic Island Park. He wanders lost for a time before finding his way into the mouth of an old witch. In the oldest version of the story, the mother and the witch were the same person. I never wanted to be the witch. But I am, aren't I?
This has me intrigued enough to want to see the alternate ending. But I don't want to play through the game again to see the alternate ending. So I might try to find it on YouTube. Actually, I will try to find it on YouTube. Because I'm curious what happens if you leave the park. Do you get a different ending? My guess is you get the same. You get pretty much the same ending. I'm guessing you don't get to see the kid at the end, or you don't get to see yourself stabbing the kid at the end. But I think what you might see is her sitting in front of the detective with him asking about where was your son last seen. Like, you'll get that cutscene. You'll just jump straight to that. Oh no, she is crying when you first see the book. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Callum? 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 Callum?
I wonder if anything different happens.
Callum!
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit up YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can find the alternate ending to this game. Or just what happens if we leave the park. I guess we are encouraged then to at least experiment with leaving the park. That's pretty cool. I wonder how you have a conversation with Chad. But alright, everyone, so that was it. That was our playthrough of the park. Pardon the two-parter, but it glitched, so we didn't really have a choice. And it was good. So, what is my review of the game? It's a little difficult. I would say overall it's an above average experience. The one thing that really hurt the game for me, actually I would say there's two things that really hurt the game for me. The biggest one was the glitch. Having to hard reset the game and then relaunch it and then start the whole House of Horrors, or the Haunted House of whatever you call it, having to start that portion all over again. That is not something that I enjoyed. I mean, it wasn't bad because it's really quick to do, but I always hate the idea of losing progress. And so that kind of stuck. And it just kind of stunk in general that I had to break this up into 2 sessions just to sort of work around the glitch. Now, to be fair, I don't know how often that would happen, but, I mean, it happened to me. And so, reviews are subjective. I have to include that into my review. Aside from that, when it comes to trophies, I don't necessarily fault the game for me missing the whole conversation with Chad thing. I don't know where that could have happened because I was extremely thorough in my exploration of the park, or at least I thought I was. The only thing I can think of is that maybe when you walk up to the statue of the chipmunk at first, maybe you can't just interact with the plaque. Maybe you can actually interact with him by looking and clicking on him, and maybe I just didn't notice the outline. That's possible. But if that's the case, and even if that's not the case, I don't fault the game for me missing that. What I would have liked is a little bit of extra work put into the game where, and I kind of understand why they didn't do it, but if you were to continue the game, like if I clicked on continue the game right now, where I would like the game to put me is right before we go into the House of Horrors. And one reason for that is I would like to experiment to see what would have happened had we just chosen to leave the park. As of now, I either have to go on YouTube and try to find videos of it, or I have to play the game all over again. And that's not something I really want to do. It's not saying the game was bad, but, I mean, yeah, you can speed run the game, I guess, in an hour. It took us, like, almost 5.5 to 6 hours. And yeah, I don't want to do that for another 5.5 to 6 hours again. It was good. The park is a game where you sit down and you play it, and I think you have a good time. You say, like, this was a good experience. I don't regret playing this at all. It was worth the time. It was worth the energy. It was worth the exploration. It had a good story. It had good characters. It had a very good story. It had a way above average story. And I really liked it. But to go back and play it through again, no. And I think that's one of the faults of having a game like this, is it has very limited replayability. Since so much of its attraction lies in exploration and lies in story, once you get to the end of the game, you've already explored everything. You already know. I can't say you know all of the story, but you know a lot of the story. You know the vast majority of the story. And so to go through that whole experience all over again, knowing everything, it feels like a lot of, I don't know. It feels like something you would want to do. But unfortunately, you have to do that in order to experience the other end. And I would especially feel cheated if I were to play through the game all over again, and then instead of going into the House of Horrors, to just try to leave the park, and for the game to cut to the scene where we're just sitting down with the officer with him, telling us not to worry about stuff because everyone loses stuff. If it was a totally different ending, that could change my mind. But then it's like, even if I knew there was a different ending had we just left the park, even if that was like the quote-unquote good ending, if we just left the park, like maybe we try to leave the park and we find our boy standing next to the park manager, and he's like, hey, your kid came back out, he found his teddy bear, and it ended like in a good way. I think that would be really cool. That would increase my opinion of the game a little bit. But to play through the whole game all over again, that would not be something I would have tried to do. But I think if the game, when you click on continue after you beat it, if it started you right there, if it started you right before you went into the House of Horrors, and you were able to turn around and just backtrack through the park, or even just go forward through the park and just see all the attractions all over again, I think that would be a lot better, because then you'd have the option of exiting the park, seeing what happens, or even revisiting the other attractions, going back and re-riding the roller coaster, if that's possible, because you need a ticket the first time. But they could make it to where, you just needed a ticket to get into the first time. After that, you can go ride it as many times as you want. If you could re-ride the roller coaster, if you could hop back on the Octotron, if you could re-ride the Ferris wheel, if you could do all those things over again, because those are kind of fun. It's kind of limited gameplay in here, but those are the more fun things to do. Then for me, like, that would have raised the score. So this is not a masterpiece. This is not a perfect game. It is definitely an above average experience, but I hit a game-breaking glitch. And I didn't even know it was a glitch. I had to look it up. And what if I'm a person who didn't have access to the internet? What if I'm a person who wasn't successfully able to find a walkthrough, whether it be on YouTube or someplace else? I'd have been stuck in that room and not known what to do. And then, what would have happened had I quit the game via the PlayStation's cross media bar and it soft saved? It may have saved me in that glitched room. I don't know if it would have, because I didn't try it. But if that would have happened, I would have been totally stuck, and the only thing to do would have been to replay the game all over again from the beginning. And I guarantee you, I would not have done that. I would have just been like, well, that's our stream for the night, and I'll hop on YouTube and I'll see how it ends, and I'll link that vid in the Discord. But I think because of that, I'm going to have to give this game an average review score, which is not bad. Average means it's just as good as, a lot of other games out there. It's your average game. But unlike a lot of games that I would say are average, this game is definitely above average. It's not anything really within the game that draws its quality down. It's not the graphics. The graphics are good, the characters are good, the story is good, the gameplay is okay for what it is. Overall, it really is an above average experience, but the glitch killed it. The glitch has to knock it down by at least 3/4 of a point. I don't give half marks. And then I would say the other quarter of a point would be my preference to have something unlocked where it's either chapter select, you can go in and load into a different main area of the amusement park, or just clicking on continue and just continuing from just outside of the House of Horrors. So if you just wanted to go around the park and just do all the rides again, or if you wanted to see the alternate ending by just exiting the park, like all of that would have been open to you, and that would have been great. But without those additions, if it had those things in it, if not for the glitch and it had the things I just described in it, that could have been a master. Well, I don't know if it would have been a masterpiece. It would have come really close, though. As is, I'm going to have to give it an average review. Hello again, Albatrax. How you doing? Again. I was just giving my review of the park. And, yeah. It is an above average but flawed experience. Yep. Average review score. But thank you, General Organa, if you are still here. I do appreciate the recommendation. I did really enjoy it. And as far as the enjoyment factor for me, it really is an above average experience. I'm still going to score it average because I hit that bug. But because I hit the glitch. But outside of that, I really enjoyed it. So, since we beat this game here for Spooky Saturdays, then what is going to be our next game? Well, we are going to dive into... Let's see here. That's weird. Hold on. We are going to begin a new game for Spooky Saturdays next Saturday night, and we are venturing into the Resident Evil series on stream. When it comes to the Resident Evil series, I don't want to backtrack through games I've already played, and so far I have already beaten Resident Evils 0, 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica X, and 4. So I've knocked out probably like half the RE series. So we're not going to play any of those on stream. I understand that might be a little disappointing for some of you. But we still got half left. And so we are going to stream those. And we're also going to stream some, I guess you could say, spin-offs or some reinterpretations. And that will kind of give us some backstory into the RE series. So we're actually going to start with Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. And it looks like The Umbrella Chronicles is an on-rails shooter that takes place through the various events from Resident Evils 0, 1, and 2. So that'll catch us up a little bit. After that game, we are going to indulge in another viewer recommendation, which is from our viewer called Lorelei, and she suggested a game. Are you going to play Umbrella Corp? Nope, we're going to pass that one. Oh, that's right. After we finish Umbrella Chronicles, we are going to dive into another viewer recommendation from Lorelei. And the recommended game is called Layers of Fear. So we're going to play that. And that's supposed to be, I think, somewhat similar to the park. There's a lot of just walking and exposition and exploration and good stuff like that, which I'm fine with. I'm a fan of that. And then we're going to return to the Resident Evil franchise with the Darkside Chronicles. And I believe the Darkside Chronicles, same thing as Umbrella Chronicles, on-rails first-person shooter, only takes us through the events of Resident Evils 3, Code Veronica, and 4. So that actually completely catches us up and gives us some good solid backstory into the RE series as far as where we're going to pick up from when we finally get into like the more traditional Resident Evil games again. So, yeah. We have some good stuff to look forward to. We're starting one of the biggest major horror franchises on stream next Saturday with Resident Evil. So look forward to that. I am going to see if we can throw a raid to anyone, if anyone is on. And then we'll make some closing announcements. Let's see here. No, not really. Alright, then we'll just go ahead and close it. I'll make some closing announcements. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah. Closing announcements. If you enjoyed the park, or if you enjoy spooky games, then join me next Saturday for Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles from Capcom. I think it's from Capcom. Pretty sure it's from Capcom. I'll know more next Saturday. Actually, I'll know more this Wednesday. Probably tomorrow. I'll post the developer in the weekly at a glance in the Discord. But Albatrex says, I saw a game similar to Resi 1. What was it called? Yes. If you like spooky stuff, we'll be playing that next Saturday at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. The next time I'll be streaming in general will be this coming Monday for Monday Marvels, during which we stream games that are not part of a series. They are unique. They are one-offs. And the game we will be playing is an indie game called A Memoir Blue. It looks like it has a nice art style, and it is a mother and daughter story. So if you like games that can be a bit slower, perhaps a bit emotional, artistic, then swing by on Monday, and we'll hang out and share a nice experience. So perhaps I will see you Monday for Memoir Blue, or maybe next Saturday for Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles, or some other time throughout the week. So thank you again for stopping by. Let me give out some thank yous one last time, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Albatrax says Signalis. I have Signalis, actually. I don't remember... Albatrax. Yeah, did you pick it up? It's free. Or it was free. It's not free anymore. It was free on the Epic Game Store. It looks cool. Yeah. And that was the weekend it dropped. The weekend it dropped, it was free on the Epic Game Store. And so I scooped it up. So that will be a game we eventually stream for Spooky Saturdays. I'm pretty hyped for that. Oh, that was Saturnalia. That's right. 2 spooky games starting with an S. Signalis. Then Signalis I do not know about. Let me see. My apologies. Here we go. Signalis on Steam. Signalis is set in a dystopian... Hold on. A classic survival horror experience set in a dystopian future where humanity has uncovered a dark secret. Unravel a cosmic mystery, escape terrifying creatures, and scavenge an off-world government facility as Elster, a technician replica, searching for her lost dreams. That sounds a little like Blade Runner. Oh, that's kind of graphic, too. The gameplay. I like the anime graphics, though, like the anime style. Like the anime cutscenes. The cutscenes look like anime Blade Runner. Oh. I didn't mean for the trailer to start playing. Okay. I'll check that out. Alright, so thank you again everyone for being here. Thank you for the resubscriptions. Thank you to Wipeout for that. Thank you for the redemptions, Jamera and General Organa. Also, thank you for the follow, Fox the Ghost. And thank you to everyone who made them presence known in chat. Thank you to Wipeout. Thank you to General Organa. Thank you to Lorelei. Thank you to Creepy. Thank you to Albatrax. Thank you to J-Dog. Thank you to Jamera. Thank you to Shaggy. Thank you to Josh. Thank you to Ratika. Let's see. Thank you to Brandon. Thank you to Guns of the Helgast. Thank you to Misplaced. And I think that is it. Yes, that is it. And then one last thank you again goes out to General Organa for the game recommendation. I really did enjoy it. If it weren't for the glitch, and I were to rate this game, I would give it a 4 out of 5. With the glitch, I would bump it down closer to a 3, and then just with my subjective stuff of like, without chapter select, without continuing from the last save, where the last save would be just outside of the House of Horrors, so you could kind of explore the park again if you wanted to. Without that, I have to lower it down to a full 3. But I definitely did enjoy the experience. I am very grateful you recommended it. It was a lot of fun. And I look forward to diving into not only more spooky games, but diving into more recommendations from people out there who want me to play through stuff. It was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it. And I know for sure the next one we're going to dive into is going to be Layers of Fear from Lorelei. So we'll see. We'll see what else happens in the future. Albatrax says, alright, see ya, take care. See you, Albatrax, and good night, everyone. Bye.